I'm kicking off this video with a bold statement. The Ayaneo Lite might just be the best bang for your buck for Windows Handheld. And when I say Windows Handheld, I mean it's not Android, not SteamOS. We're going to dive into only the major aspects here, the ones that truly highlight the real value of this device. I'll skip the generic details that every other reviewer is likely to rehash in their reviews. Let's get straight to the price, the system capabilities, and then touch a bit on the comfort, build quality, and overall feel of the device. That's all we're covering in this quick review. No time wasted. All right, this device finds its niche between the Odin 2 and the Steam Deck. The Next Lite comes in 3 offerings. The base model at $299 with a 4500U processor, 16 GB of RAM, and 128 GB of storage. Then, for $349, you get everything the same, but with 512 GB of storage. And there's an upgrade option with a 4800U processor at $399, again with 16 GB of RAM. Regardless of the storage option you choose, the RAM remains at 16 GB. It's a smart move. They don't offer any 32 GB RAM variants, and rightly so. This device is primarily designed for enjoying games up to the PS4 era and below. Anything in the PS5 range will be hit or miss, so there's no point in offering 32 GB of RAM when the processor would anyhow be a bottleneck. Yes, this chipset might be 3 years old or so, but for what this device aims to achieve, it's more than sufficient. Let's dive into the games, specifically what kind of games it can play and why you shouldn't opt for the Odin 2 over this. But before we delve into this segment of the review, it's crucial to set your expectations right. Remember, this is a budget handheld crafted with premium materials at $299. It's not designed for AAA gaming. Rather, it should be compared with other budget handhelds like the Odin, Retroid 4 Pro, Anbernic 556, etc., and seen as a step below the Steam Deck. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the games it can run. This machine can handle pretty much any game released for the PS4 generation without much trouble, provided those games have also been released on Windows in low to medium setting. The insights I'm sharing about the games come from reviews by Bilibili reviewers, Chinese reviewers, who already have access to the machine and have demonstrated these games running on the Ayaneo Next Lite. It can run games like Titanfall 2 at full speed, offering a brilliant experience within a 15-watt power envelope, which translates to 1 to 1.5 hours of battery life. It can play the game of the year, Sekiro, at full speed without compromising much on quality. Medium settings look phenomenal on its 800p screen. It can also run Tomb Raider, Days Gone, and obviously, every GTA will perform really well on this device. The first Horizon Zero Dawn will manage 30 FPS on the lowest settings. The same goes for any Assassin's Creed game launched for the previous generation. It can smoothly play all the Doom games and even the first Spider-Man at 30 to 45 FPS on low settings. You can even get Red Dead Redemption to run at 25 to 30 FPS on low settings. Heck, even Cyberpunk can manage 18 to 25 FPS depending on where you are in the game. It can run any of the Resident Evil games at 30 to 35 FPS. Both Metal Gear Solid, Phantom Pain, and Death Stranding will work flawlessly, offering up to 500 hours of gameplay if you're a casual gamer. All the new Far Cry games will hover around 30-ish FPS. However, games that will struggle include God of War and Elden Ring, which will stutter a lot in open world areas and won't be fun to play on this device. Now, why do I consider this device superior to the Steam Deck? It's because it runs Windows. I understand that Windows isn't perfect for handheld devices, but you'd be mad to ignore the wide range of games Windows supports. With the Steam Deck, if I try to play a PS3 level game, I either get a warning or can't play it at all because the game isn't part of the Steam Deck's verified game list. That's really frustrating. I had this issue with a favorite game of mine, Space Marine, released on PS3, Windows, Xbox 360, etc. I wanted to play it on the Steam Deck, and it surely could handle it, but it just didn't work because it's not on the verified list. I was so annoyed, I searched the internet and installed Windows on the deck just to play it. But with a Windows handheld like the Ayaneo Next Lite, You don't have to worry about a game being verified or not. Heck, I can play a PS2 game that was released on PC back in 2003 with no barriers, and nothing will be FPS locked. I can mod and do whatever I want with the files. There are no limitations. And just imagine the massive old game library one can enjoy with the Ayaneo Next Lite at 60 FPS or more. There are thousands of games to play on the go, and because you can play all these games at a lower TDP, you can get indie game level battery life of 3 to 4 hours. This is a major plus point for this handheld over the Steam Deck. And you might say, I can install Windows like you did and play all these games too. My friend, running Windows on the Steam Deck is a chore. You have to install third-party software to recognize the buttons on your device. And then that software is very finicky. It stops responding. It's incredibly tough to manage the TDP once you're on Windows on the deck. These third-party software claim they can do it, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I know Ayaneo also has this overlay software called iSpace, which does the same thing but is much more fine-tuned compared to what you get from free third-party software. Now, where Next Lite outshines Odin is in the emulation space and support of Windows Game Library. This device can certainly play all the Switch games depending on the complexity and totally excels in 2D and cel-shaded games. It can comfortably play Tears of the Kingdom in the 25 to 30 FPS range, ensuring a better performing Switch experience than the Odin 2. Why? Because we're playing Yuzu on Windows, not on Android. Yuzu was developed for Windows. It's far ahead in terms of updates and much more fine-tuned than its Android port. The Odin 2 can't play your Steam library games or older Windows games. It's only good enough for Android games. And if I boot Android on the Ayaneo Next Lite, I can assure you I'll be getting the same or better performance than the Odin 2. This device significantly undercuts the price of the Steam Deck OLED, which Steam is currently selling starting at $400. However, if you're considering the Steam Deck 64, the early base model, it's available, but with only 64 gigs of storage, your device becomes nearly dysfunctional. With 64 gigs, you're effectively working with around 48 gigs of usable storage, making it a hassle to manage games between your SD card and such limited internal storage, especially given its slow read-write speed. At this price point, the Next Lite is hard to overlook. Now let's talk about emulation side of things. 4500U is not a new processor. This has been used on countless laptops, and you can literally see the emulation performance on them. This device can easily do PS2 emulation, plus it will be better than Odin 2 for sure, because we are using Windows PCSX2, which is far more superior in terms of compatibility when compared to outdated Ether SX2. And I am pretty sure 2D and cel-shaded PS3 emulation might also be possible on this machine for sure. Now, when it comes to grip, build quality, and such, everyone is praising this product, and rightfully so. Ayaneo is known for its excellent product quality and reliable refund replacement service. I don't want to dwell too much on this aspect, knowing that every Tom, Dick, and Harry reviewer in the Western tech scene will spend at least 5 minutes demonstrating how comfortable it's going to be, especially with those grand teardown videos. They'll flaunt their expertise after unscrewing just 4 screws, giving us an extended tour of the heat pipe for so long that your own pipe will get flaccid. That being said, I was among those who were skeptical about this product when it was announced, especially with its deviation towards Steam OS. But it's not just me. The entire Chinese handheld community has been shocked by this product's amazing performance. Still, I'd say there's no need to rush into pre-ordering. Let's wait until this device lands in the hands of reputable reviewers like Russ from GameCore and my personal favorite, Taki Udon. That's all for today, guys. This product is really shaping up to be something special. I'll keep you posted on any developments. See you guys soon. Stay safe and have a fantastic day ahead. And yes, don't forget to subscribe if you liked what you saw here.